How you doing? This is Oliver Lang. I'm joined up here by Ryan Greenspan. We're in beautiful Chicago, Illinois for the PSP Chicago Open. We're about to get ready to watch Infamous take on the Russian Legion. I believe Infamous is
they're 2-1 right now.
2-1 right now, and the Russians are 3-0.
Yep.
So it's going to be a really a big game right here. I believe Infamous could still be knocked out, hence they lose this game.
Yeah, you know, it's a funny thing. If they win this game, they're going to go on first place, and if they lose it, they're probably going to go home.
Right. Well, you know, we practiced Infamous, Ryan, and I mean, you know, they played very well against us. You know, John Richardson was doing a really great job, just kind of standing in that open zone and making
this up the center right here. He shot the first guy out on this Dorito side.
Yeah, he was doing a really great job of doing this in practice. I mean, guys, look for this happening quite a bit in this match. There's a Russian trying to make a big move right there to that center temple.
G2 for the Infamous guys.
G2 for Infamous. So there's three Russians. I believe 5 Infamous players alive.
Yep, still alive. Oh, looks like Infamous just left their first guy on the snake side. Bobby, is that a Bobby or is that?
That was Marcelo walking off. So right now, Infamous making a bump out wide. JR shooting J-Rab.
J-Rab gets shot in the foot right there. Let's see if he sees it.
Here comes JR making a big move through. So now it's ball 2 or 2 dead on Infamous.
It's 3-on-2 right now. Infamous has the advantage right here on the Dorito side and in the snake.
Yeah, right now it's gonna be kind of tough. Infamous needs to really get on the wheels over there on the Dorito side.
Now 3-on-1 now. Infamous up the advantage, and looks like he just got shot. So
yep.
Infamous takes the first point.
Infamous taking that first point, which will be really big for Infamous if they win. If they win this match, you know, it's either a go home or they stay on. You know, it's pretty cutthroat right now. It's interesting how this format works, right, Ryan? I mean, you can potentially win 2 games and lose 2 games and go on in some divisions. In some divisions, you can, you know, I mean, you're last place if you win 2 games.
Yeah, like I said, you know, these guys, Infamous can win this game and go on first place in their division, but if they lose the game, then they're going to go home. So there's not even a chance for them to take second place, really.
Right.
So they definitely need to win this game.
Well, you know, I mean, the Russians are just such a strange team to watch sometimes. Sometimes they come out and they're just throwing fists left and right, and I mean, it's a difficult match to play them. And sometimes, man, they look like they're just so, like, kind of like they don't care almost, you know?
Yeah, a lot of times they play kind of slow, but that's the thing, you know, we learned in Texas when we lost them the first game is they, you know, they play super slow, and they'll wait to get the first kill, and they'll wait to get 1 or 2 bodies up on you, and then they'll start attacking, and then they'll ram it down your throat.
Right. Exactly. Then you start to kind of tread water and start to panic, and you know, like, what do we do? And next thing you know, they're throwing everything at you.
Yeah.
So that was Infamous kind of trying to. It looks like they were trying to kill a little bit of the clock right there. I'm not the biggest fan of that. Maybe sometimes they think that they can kill the clock and
especially
have one of the
point 1.
Yeah, right. Have one of the Russian guys come out, maybe them get a penalty. That's kind of that tactic right there that they were trying to do. But other than that, we're watching both teams kind of come out here and take the field. Chris Asoya playing with Infamous. I mean, how do you feel about that? It's a kind of pretty good pickup. Yeah, I do too, you know. I mean, that's kind of, you know, his old school grassroots. He's got Travis Lemansky from Avalanche, you know, and you know, he started Infamous. You're right. Yeah, you're right. So, you know, it's good to see him back home, and you know, he's playing really well. He really is. I think Chris still is one of the best players in the world. I mean, he understands the game. He knows the game. And watch him. I mean, he's one of those players that you just kind of let loose, and he just goes. And sometimes he makes it happen, and sometimes he doesn't. But the majority of the time, he makes it happen.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, his shot's still on from, you know, for the last 20 years he's been playing paintball.
Yeah, I guess if you've been playing paintball for 20 years, you know, it's just going to become second nature. And Nicky Cuba out there, John Richardson with Zach Wake and Justin Schwartz. So, you know, that's a really strong line right there.
Absolutely.
I would name all the Russians, but I don't know all their names.
I can't pronounce them.
Can't pronounce them. That's just me being an American illiterate. But, I mean, we do know Fedorov right there.
Mishka's out there.
Mishka and Malloy. And they all kind of look alike. Not going to lie. Hopefully you Russian Legion fans at home can decipher who's who. Pick it up. We're watching Nicky Cuba right there on this. It's a split screen right there.
1 second. Here we go.
Gonna watch both teams break out.
Zach Wake looks like he is going to the brick right in front of the snake.
Look, you can see Nicky Cuba back there.
G2 for Infamous again.
Wow, G2.
Now all the Infamous guys are stuck in the center. Look for John Richardson to to figure out where they are and come from that back center and possibly come right up the middle of the field.
Try it. All right, there we see Mishka right there, or sorry, Malloy in the corner right there, kind of playing inside. Kind of trying to stop those moves across the field. It's not that great, but you know they're 2 bodies down. Yep. They got to do whatever they can do. Zach Wake and that snake right there.
That's another kill for
shooting across. Okay, yeah. Now Russians lose another body. So now and Chris Lasoya dies out of the center. So now it looks like it's gonna be 4 on 2. Russians not in the best of positions as you can see right there. Actually, it looks like.
And we got the
Zach Wake making a move into their snake, eliminating the one guy in the little Dorito. Here we got John Richardson coming up here for the kill, and the referee signaling that he's out before John Richardson can go get some blood on him. Nicky Cuba grabbing the flag, bringing it in.
For another point.
Looking like a champion right there, Nicky Cuba. You know, congratulations to Nicky Cuba. You know, I believe he's going to be a father here soon. And that's one heck of an accomplishment. So congratulations to Nicky. Gonna be a daddy. I'm excited for that.
That's pretty big news.
That's pretty big news. You know, a little baby girl. Congratulations, Nicky. Proud of you. We've known Nicky for a long time. He's come up with us. You know, I played with him on the Ironman. He's probably one of my favorite people. We've traveled all over the world together and done a lot of clinics and really, you know, shaped paintball into what it is today. So, you know, Nicky, without a doubt, is a stronghold to the paintball community. Everybody needs to remember that and understand that. You know, he's one of the guys. Here we go. Nice. Look at this beautiful field. I mean, this is a great layout. It's a great you know, here at Challenge Park in Chicago, a great venue. I mean, the PSP's done a just amazing job setting this up. Everybody that's come in this weekend and put some time and effort into making this field what it is. It looks beautiful. I know they had some serious winds the other day. Did you see those pictures?
Yeah, I saw the pictures. I'm pretty excited right now that the weather's held up. Yesterday was a little chilly, but it was perfect paintball weather. Now we got some sun shining today, and hopefully it'll hold up for the rest of the weekend.
I just feel nicer when the sun's out, though. It makes me want to win more. You know, I also like it when it's a little gloomy out because it gives all the other teams, makes the teams a little depressed, and I feel like we got the edge on them there too.
Always in good spirits on Dynasty.
But we got a big day ahead of us too on Dynasty here. We've got Tampa Bay and we've got Aftershock. So hopefully you guys tune in as well to watch us play them. You know, I appreciate you guys logging on. This is good for paintball. The webcast, Pat Spurov, Matt Marshall, they put all this stuff together and they do a really good job. And you know, I mean, this is what we need. So you guys out there, thank you for tuning in and supporting this. You know, otherwise we would not be here talking to you guys.
3 seconds. Just looking to get a 3rd point here.
Here we go. Russian breakout right here. See Justin Rabikoff making a move to the corner. Right there, sliding in there. Take control over the tape.
Infamous losing their first guy.
You see Marcelo right there kind of battling. Looks like he got shot. Oh, yeah.
2nd.
So 2 Infamous bodies down. 4 Russians. Russians have a full field spread. Infamous, Bobby Vilas in the little Dorito on the Dorito side, kind of trying to lock off the snake side. Let's see if he can do this, even it up. You know, right now it's just kind of a standstill.
Yeah, that Dorito side's kind of tough. You know, you get stuck in that little Dorito over there, and it's hard to get in there. You can see Justin trying to find a shot on him out there to put him in so he can move up the field.
You'll see that nobody's looking at the Doritos for Infamous, though, except for Zach Wake on the other side of the field. Or, sorry, Bobby Avila's looking towards the other side, but that's a long shot, you know. Now Travis Szymanski taking over the Doritos side as well. Oh, sorry, that's Kevin Rudolph right there.
And then they just lost their back center guy.
Uh-oh, so that's 3 bodies down for Infamous. 4, oh, and 1 more died from a Russian, so that's 3 on 2. So, you know, anything can happen here, and I like this move.
Callie makes an aggressive move.
This is
a good move because if he gets that kill across the field.
Yeah, no, you know, easily the best defense is offense, and I like that. Callie making that aggressive move into the snake.
And Bobby made it across over to the
corner. Yeah, that's
the
big.
Corner.
Big. But watch Justin. You know, how Justin plays. Justin's gonna come get this guy. You know?
He knows.
He knows. Yep.
Justin knows that if he gets this guy off the field, that and there goes Callie.
And Callie getting eliminated from the Dorito side. So now it's 3 on 1 of the Russians. Looks like Russians probably taking this point unless Bobby Vilas pulls it off, which Bobby has been known to pull off.
Bobby's I want to say a smart, wily player. You know,
yeah, exactly.
He knows what needs to. Well, as I say that, he gets shot out. But no, Bobby's a great player when it comes down to, like, you know, a 2-on-1 or a 1-on-1 or something like that. He gets those sneaky shots in a lot of times. Obviously, this one's not one of those times.
Yeah, he usually comes over the top, plays all crazy everywhere, and it's definitely tough to gauge what he's going to do, and sometimes he shoots you. So that's the Russians taking in that point, making it a 2-1 point. A big point right there. I mean, you know, that's a 3-point swing is how we see it. If you know, obviously, if Infamous wins that point, it makes it 3-0, which is 3 points. And now the Russians take that point, closing the gap, making it 2-1, and now it's only a 1-point game.
Yeah.
You know, I got one of my good buddies from Las Vegas, Mike Green, sends me texts, tells me to give him a shout out. Shout out to Mike Green out there. Saw him last weekend in San Diego with his new team. I believe they took 4th place in the RPL. It's good to see these little leagues kind of blossoming and growing the sport. I mean, that's how we started. We started playing in the Great Western Series,
which is basically the RPL.
Which is the RPL, or Mike Himmons League, yeah. And they, you know, it's good. It's everybody that's out there. If you know about a local league being played amongst your area, I suggest you hop in there. You know, that's how we started. And that's how most of these teams started.
That's the best way to get experience. You know, a lot of teams want to come out to these big events, and you know, the best stepping stone is your local leagues and your local events and local fields. So get out there, and then obviously anytime you get a chance to come out to a big national event, you know.
Yeah, whether it's just to watch, you know. But this event looks nice. I mean, like I was saying, there's quite a few people here. Good weather. Chicago always pulls a good crowd. You know, hence I think that's why they have it here every year. Despite the weather sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it's always hit and miss.
So right there you're watching Infamous kind of getting ready, making sure everybody's wiped off. Nicky Cuba.
Chris Lasoya's back out there. Justin, this is the squad that scored that point just before here.
That was a good point before, you know. I watched Nicky kind of do a little dance in the back right there, and I think he got a kill or something from there. So I expect him to do that again. I mean, John Richardson, the master of being a ghost back in the open. So watch for him too. Here we go. We got 4 seconds. 2-1, Infamous. Let's see what happens. Zach Wake all the way to the snake, making it in there. Zach Wake, really good job getting in there. You know, he's a phenomenal player.
Infamous dropped 2 guys though, and shot 1. And there's John right up to that center again.
But you know what? Look, Infamous, although losing 2 bodies, they still have Chris. They still have Zach and the snake, and they still got JR in that X. The Russians have 2 guys pinched in the back center. You know, what needs to happen is, ooh, look at that. Can't believe John missed that. That would have been a big elimination for Infamous right there. So it looks like 4 bodies completely on the snake side for the Russians. It's going to be really tough for them to try and get out, because now JR completely locking off the snake side, and Zach Wake about to come out there, shoot that guy right there.
Yeah, Zach needs to figure out a way to get around onto their side of the field. I know it's going to be kind of tough.
Yeah, he
doesn't have a whole lot of shots, but if he can get around there, he might be able to get that first brick out.
But you know, he's kind of cutting off that the Dorito side, which is
protecting John.
He's protecting John. You know, although Infamous is down, they've got pretty good field position right now. You see Fedorov there in that corner, kind of playing over the top, commanding, controlling, and this is where the Russians kind of shine. You know, them shooting their guns, being on their feet, and being able to, you know, kind of mechanically gunfight these guys out. You see Malloy right over the top right there, just kind of shooting.
Chris gets shot out of the back corner somehow.
Ooh, that's not good, yeah.
So now we're looking at a 4-on-2.
Oh, look, another body dead for the Russians.
And they were able, on that move, they were able to make it out to that Dorito side a little bit.
They were,
I don't know if Zach was even able to see that, but that could be trouble for John out there.
That could be trouble for John. If that guy makes it wide, they're going to be in a world of hurt for him. But JR kind of sees it. Oh, did he shoot him?
Oh, no, John got shot.
John gets shot. So now it's going to be only 1 Infamous body left. Here comes the hammer dropping. Oh, look at that. Oh, and a couple extra on the back of the head from Fedorov right there. Zach Wake doesn't like that very much.
Not at all.
Oh, and
ooh,
you see
nice
that
little
finger? Little sportsmanship out there.
I don't mind that.
We're competitive out here, you know, guys. There's a lot. This is what we live for. We play for this. So, you know, although we might be nice guys outside of the field, inside the field, we're going to do whatever it takes to win with our team, you know. And
it's a competition.
It's a competition, absolutely. So there we go, making it 2-2. Infamous and the Legion. Infamous coming out, taking those first 2 points. and Legion taking back those last 2 points.
Yep, tied up right now. And it kind of goes back to what I was saying is if Infamous makes it out to their spots alive, they're getting a kill, evening it up every single game. So if they can stay alive and keep it even right off that break, I feel like they might have the advantage because they're taking the spots every game. Infamous has been in those spots and kind of almost dominating and dictating the game. But the Russians are playing it smart and slow and dinking them out of their bunkers, and then they're able to kind of run down and cut it off at the end, which is how they won those last 2 points, really.
Well, against the Russians are, obviously without a doubt one of the most mechanically inclined team. I hear a little Harley Davidson going back in the background right there. But, the Russians are a very, like I said, mechanically inclined team. And if you can slow them down a little bit and you can kind of play their game and outthink them and outplay them as a team, you're going to beat them. Looks like the Russians
Boston
taking a small, minor penalty for some reason or other. Maybe it was a bonus
I believe that
ball.
was that overshooting penalty.
Overshooting penalty?
Fedorov might be in the box.
So we'll see. So it looks like the Russians are going to start down one body. We got, for the Russian...
Oh, Infamous got one too.
Infamous getting one too. Probably unsportsmanlike, which is deserved on both ends. So we're going to start this point, the 5th point, with 4-4. Again, if you guys are just tuning in, this is the PSP Chicago Open. And you're watching the Russian Legion versus Infamous.
4-on-4 breakout.
See Justin Rabikoff making a move out to that corner right there.
And
one body eliminated from Infamous, so now it's going to be 3 on 4.
Yeah.
Looks like,
then John Richardson's having some gun trouble. This is going to be a quick point for them.
Looks like 2 bodies dead now for Infamous. And the horn gets sound right there.
Again, quick point. They got two quick eliminations, and it looked like John's gun was not working.
Yeah, that's
as he
not
walks
going to
off
help.
with his loader in his hand.
That's not going to help one bit. So now it's going to be 3-2 Boston Legion.
But Boston starts with 4 guys again.
Boston's going to start with 4. There's 36 seconds left on the penalty for Boston. Infamous comes off because it was a minor penalty. So right now, you guys are looking at the field. 3-2 Legion versus Infamous. Well, we practice Infamous, and it's kind of surprising that Rusty Glaze is not playing, don't you think?
Yeah, I saw that standing on the sidelines. I thought he was hurt, but I guess that they decided that they wanted him as number 11, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because he's a really solid player.
He is. He's got a very, very, very high paintball IQ, and it's good to it's good to have those type of players on the field, especially against a meticulous team like Russians.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have the better players on the field. Yes.
Yeah, I think their reasoning was, hey, let's get another faster, younger, kid out there. But now with the field spread out a little bit more, and it's a little bit slower points. I mean, I'd have Rusty out there. Rusty would be one of the starting 5 for me, if you ask me.
Especially, they got rid of the coaching on the other side of the field, which definitely affects the younger guys who don't have that experience of playing, real paintball.
Totally.
I guess you could say.
It's real paintball. I like that. Yeah. A lot of people forget how to play real paintball because they always feel like they need to be told what to do. When in actuality, you just need to ask your team, right?
Yeah. Communication's the key.
So we got about 10 seconds coming down here. You watch Infamous get ready right there. We got Marcelo, we got Chris Lasoya, John Richardson, Nicky Cuba, Greg Sewers. Watch this breakout right here. Chris all the way up to that tall temple right there, shooting out wide. Doesn't get elimination, but there is one body already down.
There you go, Chris.
One body already down for the Russians because they started that penalty. So Infamous does have the lead.
There we go. Chris just got an elimination.
Another elimination, so that's G2. That's 2 eliminations for Infamous. 5 on 3. Infamous needs to play off this. Yeah, they need to capitalize off this.
There's 5 seconds left in the penalty, so let's see if
you got Lasoya making a move to this pin. You got Marcelo right here. Marcelo needs to get up there with him and help him out.
He made it out of the box.
Made it out of the box, so now the Russian Legion's back up with 4 players strong.
Chris is not in a very safe spot right now.
Oh, and he just gets eliminated. Marcelo needed to get up there and stay on that tape so that J-Rab could not shoot Chris in the pack. So now it's going to be 4-4. or four bodies on 4 bodies. Interesting how that works, you know. At one point it was 5 on 3,
yeah.
and now it's 4 on 4.
And the Infamous is spreading out the field right now, and John was just dancing around and somehow got shot. Doesn't look very happy about it. I wouldn't be.
Does not look very happy about that. And Nicky does not know that guy made it to the outside can and gets smoked right there. Again, communication.
And now it came down to a 4 on 2.
Now it's going to be 4.
Infamous just completely threw this point away.
J-Rab doing this nice sneaky crawl all the way to the snake. Right there, that's some old school stuff right there. You know, must have learned that from his dad. Must have learned that from his dad. J-Rab is peeking right up there, getting that elimination. Now it's 4 on 1, and now it's 4 on none.
Wow.
Hear that? J-Rab's a beast.
Did that come from his dad?
I think that might have come from his dad. But he is, you know. He's walking in slow. They're going to take a 2-point lead here.
Infamous really threw that one away, huh?
Yeah, you know, again, they kind of, you know, the problem is they want to win those points really quickly. And at the end of the day, sometimes you don't need to win those points really quickly.
Yeah, and what it looked like also is, you know, Nicky and John Richardson kind of wanted to do the same thing. They both went up that center on that Dorito side. No one really came over here to help Chris or Marcelo here in the snake. So what happened is when they lost Chris, Marcelo was here alone, and it allowed these not only the first Russian guy to get out and fill out of the penalty box, but then allowed him to fill over to the snake side, giving them the advantage. So they really need to capitalize on the snake side, and just delegate one player to go up the center, if any. You know, the center's a great spot, and I know John really likes it, but it looked like Nicky wanted to get in there and check it out a little bit.
You know, I got to the X yesterday a couple times, thinking that I could make something happen up there, and usually you can. On this field, it's really going to depend on where your teammates are if you're going to be able to make that happen. And Infamous got 2 guys up there, and you know, their teammates just weren't able to help them out, and that guy swung out wide to that stand-up can, got that kill on John, got that kill on Nicky, and that was just a big flaw in Infamous's game plan.
Yeah. You know, the center's a great spot and everything, but you only really want it if no one's on the outsides of the fields. And then another reason is you never want to go up there if you're going to leave your other guys alone on the tapes, you know, because once you lose one of those guys out on the tape, then you know, it allows the other team to kind of come around and swing around on you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, I mean, Infamous coming out strong. The first 2 points. Now they're down 4 to 2. 2 points. No, not that big of a deal. But you know, in this race 2 format, it's going to be really tough to. I don't like the race 2 format. Do you?
I mean, as opposed to
just time limit. You know?
Oh yeah, I definitely like the time limit. Yeah,
it makes those better teams fight back.
Yeah, I'd rather be able to play as many games as I possibly can in 11 minutes or 15 minutes, however long they set the time for.
Justin making it all the way to that snake. It looks like he caught a bounce going in there. I watched something kind of flicker off him. Russian Legion losing, or Boston Legion, sorry, keep losing one body in that back center, but at the same time they make the snake in the corner. Zach Wakes makes the snake. Now here comes Justin Schwartz making a big bite out of that Dorito side. At the same time, the Legion doing the same thing.
The ref frantically ran over to check Bobby Aviles in that back center, but I guess he didn't really see anything.
So now it looks like it's 4 on 4. Oh, sorry, 5 on 4. 5 on 4. Infamous, full strength.
If they play this right, you know, and they don't get the Infamous just lost Nicky, but
but right here, if Zach Wake pops up and gets this nice kill across the field, sloppy right there. Shoots the bunker before he comes up, missing that first shot. Now that guy tucks in.
So it looks like there's 2 on each tape for each team. Sorry, Bobby's in the back center for Infamous.
You know what's nice though is having LJ on that Dorito side. LJ is one hell of a player on that Dorito side when he gets the opportunity to be one, and you know, he'll figure it out. It looks like the Russian Legion guy just kind of playing in that corner tight down the tape. You can see J-Rab right here kind of probing around in that snake, trying to figure out what he can do. You know, got a couple coaches. He's got his dad right here next to him on the sideline, figuring out you know, what they can do to
It's always
help.
good to have a distinctive voice on the sidelines telling you what's up, you know?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
have 100 people here all yelling at you, especially during the finals. Oh, Zach Wake gets an amazing shot on that Dorito 1 over there.
Great shot, Zach. So now it's going to be 4 Infamous guys on 3 Russian guys. You know, I mean, in my playbook right here, I'm Zach Wake. I put the corner in and I trade out with J-Rab, making it 3 on 2, and they're both in the corners. And they kind of got to. They're going to be dug in there. It's going to be tough to get them out of there, but at the same time, it's highly doable.
Yeah, you have to rely on your team over there. J-Rab's really trying to get a shot across there on Justin on the Doritos. Yeah, but that's the move. You know, you get yourself above on bodies and get the advantage.
Exactly.
If Zach Wake gets this kill on J-Rab right here, then they'll definitely have the advantage and hope that the team can win a 3-on-2.
Yeah. Looks like there's a lot of stuff on Justin's loader. It's from rubbing up against the bunker. It looks pretty nasty. So the Russians are just kind of playing it slow. There's 6 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game. You know, they're up a couple points. They're in no rush. Justin's kind of probing the back end of the snake right there, trying to see what he can do.
You know what he's looking for is he's looking for a shot across the field on Justin.
And then to maybe put in and then come the highway or something like that?
Yeah, I'm not so sure if he's really, well, maybe. Oh, wow.
Wow, that was...
Zach Wake gets shot in the back by his own guys. And Justin just got shot in the shoulder.
Yep. So now it is 2-on-3. Russians just let Infamous make all the mistakes, just kind of fold to them, and now they're in a nice, healthy position, up a body, and Infamous is kind of on their toes again now, you know, or on their heels again.
Yep. I mean, Zach Wake had the right idea. You know, he hopped up to go down the highway, and whoever he has in that back corner, I can't quite tell who it is. It looks like Callie just smoked him right in the center of the back of the head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right when he hopped up.
J-Rab popped right up.
J-Rab was right there, you know, but
that would have been tough.
But that first shot came right in the back of the head by Callie.
Right.
As a matter of fact, Callie might have even been looking at J-Rab when he was backed off the back of the snake and just shooting at him, and just unlucky. That was a big point for Infamous. You know, if Infamous makes that point, it's 3-4. If they lose this point, it's going to be 5-2. 5-2, and 5-2 is not easy to come back
5-2 is not easy to come back. Once you pass that 5-point threshold, you know, it gets kind of scary because you know all you need is 2 more points to win this game. You know, again going back to that race 2 format. Infamous throwing in the towel right there.
Possibly with 4:50 on the clock, trying to come up with some diabolical plans here to.
Still very doable to come back from against the Russians. Probably a little bit tougher, yeah. But ultimately you still can come back, and that's the beauty of this game. You know, just in any game, it's always nice to see a comeback. So we'll see what Infamous has in store here. Maybe, you know, if I was them, I'd call a timeout right now and figure out the best personnel to get out there.
Well, and looks figure like they're just taking the field.
Looks like they are just taking the field.
You know, they've had the advantage every game, like I said earlier, you know.
They did, yeah.
And the moves are there. It's just they're taking a little longer to make those moves. Now they can't hesitate. Had Zach made that move, you know, a minute earlier, you know, he probably wouldn't have gotten shot in the back of the head by Callie. He probably would have made that shot on J-Rab and made it an advantage for Infamous, whereas he didn't make that move, got shot, and then Justin made a move at the exact same time on the other side of the field.
Right.
And J-Rab was able to shoot him too. So
not so
an
good
unlucky turn of events.
Very
all happening
unlucky.
at the same time.
So for you guys just tuning in, I'm Oliver Lang. I got Ryan Greenspan up here, and you're watching the Chicago PSP Open.
We got Infamous and Boston Red Legion playing. 4:50 left in the game. Scores 5-2 with Boston in the lead. Things are looking a little grim for Infamous, but
no team. And Boston has not really shown me, you know, anything really spectacular. They're just kind of playing solid paintball, and I guess that's working. Sometimes solid paintball is a lot better than all the smokes and mirrors, you know, all that jazz.
Here we go.
You're watching Boston Legion break out right here.
Infamous, if they can get this.
Malloy standing in the open right there, coming back. 3 guys in the back center.
And they lost Zach out of the corner, so that worked for him. They lost Chris going up to the center as well.
You got Marcelo Margot out here in this corner. You got Jarts in the back center. You got all 3 backs for Infamous. Russian Legion now taking the snake. They're 5 bodies up. Strong. Fedorov making a move all the way to the 50 snake. Greg Sewers at the same time making a big bump to that first Dorito. JR needs to get into that corner to stay alive.
Yeah, he kind of just trotted in there. That's
you know, the Legion in a great position right here to really just kind of control and withhold this game out. You know.
Yeah, there's no rush for them right now.
There's no rush for them. They're sitting pretty. 4 minutes left. You can see Fedorov right there, just kind of chilling, talking to his coach, knowing exactly what's going on. You know, they've already killed a minute in this game. They can easily kill another 2 more minutes if they need to.
There goes JR out of that back Dorito corner.
Now Fedorov's just kind of putting the squeeze on that Dorito guy.
Oh, he just got shot in the shoulder, I think.
Oh wow, yeah, one Russian Legion player dead. Trying to make a big. That's Mishka trying to make a big bump in that to that 50 Dorito. And Marcel Margot making a last-ditch effort right there to eliminate the snake. Malloy right there to clean it up. Now it's only one Infamous player left. It looks like he got shot in the back from Malloy. Britnikov right there going to grab the flag. You know, one heck of a player that little guy is right there too.
Yeah, he's a great player. You know what? I gotta give Marcel props on that move there. You know, it's 4-on-2. They're on your snake. The curtains are closing here on your team. Just go out with a blaze of glory. It's way better than waiting for your team to throw in the towel or
and you
or
never
something
know.
Like that.
And you never know.
Plus, it looked like he got him, and if he was able to get down, or if whoever Malloy had behind him, or was looking the other direction, he could have shot him and made a cool move.
Right. Or you never know. Maybe Fedorov spins and gets a penalty. It's like might as well try it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're just gonna close in on you and kill more time. Time is against Infamous right now. So are the points. As you see, it's going to be 6-2. Infamous coming out strong, winning those first 2 points, and just not being able to fight back after that. What do you think Infamous's main issue is?
Their issue is,
All right, so we're going to have a replay right here. We're coming in. You're going to see it looks like the Marcelo making the move at the end of the game right here. You got Fedorov right there laying in that snake. Marcelo coming out. Ooh, if he just kind of would have...
Yeah, if he had gone down right there, it looked like he had him.
Britnikov was right behind him. Even if he would have dove down and made it, Britnikov would have just gone and bunkered him. Still making it a 3-on or a 2-on-1.
Yeah.
So, but he was in good form and in a good positioning to help Fedorov out right there. But like we said, good job Marcelo making that move. So now it looks like Infamous is going to call a timeout. They're going to regroup. I think they're
look at this. Boston, actually, there was no point on that one.
There was no point on that one.
And Boston must have been a dirty hang.
The point is up there now.
There it is. Still.
So, looks like Infamous taking a timeout. Looks like Boston getting a penalty.
That's why I didn't think they might have gotten that penalty.
Okay, I wonder what happened there. Anyways, for you guys just tuning in, we've got Boston Red Legion taking on Los Angeles the Infamous. Infamous coming out strong, winning those first 2 points. Legion just kind of playing solid paintball. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Winning points just slowly and methodically, making it 6-2. That last point at the end there, though, I don't know exactly what happened. Boston Red Legion getting a major. And it looks like they got into the box in time to serve 4 seconds of the major. But you never know. Infamous could come back right here. 4 points in 3 minutes. I don't know. I've seen crazier.
Yeah, I've seen it happen before, and
especially with a major.
Yeah, to think they're playing 5-on-4 for the next basically 2 minutes of the game, and the Boston team has scored 6 unanswered points. So it's not too crazy to think that Infamous can do that as well. If they get that first kill like they were getting earlier on today, and they make it a 5-on-3 really quick, they get down the snake and put some pressure on that Dorito side. As long as they don't double up that center again. Okay, so what happened, I believe, on the Dorito side was Sergey playing on, and he got a 2-minute major penalty. I believe he was a second body over. It looks maybe like Greg Sewers shot him probably when he was coming, and he kept coming. So, that's kind of a change of events. At that point too, that makes it only a 1-on-1. Yeah. That would have been a one-on-one game right there. Had that penalty be an assist.
I'm curious to see how the Russians are going to play this penalty. This is obviously going to be their bread and butter penalty play because they need to kill 3 minutes on this clock, and they need to kill their penalty. And I mean they have a nice point cushion, but at the same time, 4 points is doable. So
and they got a bit of a hybrid line out here. We got J-Rab. Looks like Mishka's on the other side.
Matt Blonsky.
Yep.
And Kirill.
Yeah. Half Americans, half Russians. Infamous with the 5 on the breakout. Zach Wake all the way to the snake. Making it in, it looks like.
Wow. JR kind of making a dance with the center, getting eliminated because Justin Rabakov goes out to the center, or out to the snake side corner, looks inside.
That's a great move, I think. Especially when you know a team's doing that, you'll be able to get that kill. Zach Wake needs to look on the inside.
Yeah, he needs to look on the inside and get that kill right there. And does he?
Oh no, he's missing.
Oh, it looks like he shot him in the pod. It looks like he shot him in the pod. How's his pack
Nicky
looking?
just gets shot, so now it's a 3-on-3 game right now.
3-on-3, yep.
J-Rabbit, it's 2 Russians in the back center.
Oh, J-Rabbit
Bobby gets shot out of the center.
Now it's
it is a 2-on-3 game.
And look at that. Another
2-on-2.
2-on-2. Oh, and Justin Rabakov gets bounced right there. Oh, look at that. Oh, you know what? It looks like Justin shot him. I would have thought. So now it's going to be a 1-on-1. It's going to be Mishka versus Justin Schwartz. Justin Schwartz really got to make something happen because there's
punked out of that thing, playing like a wild maniac. It looked like Zach over here on this side
shot him before.
Shot him a bunch. I wonder if the back center may have put one on him.
You know what? Zach needed to come a little wider, get a better angle on him there. You see Mishka right there, just kind of slow trotting. You know what I mean?
The win right there.
Yeah, that's pretty much the win right there. Oh, that is the win right there. I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's going to be 7-2, Boston Legion.
Infamous came out strong with the first 2 points, making it 2-0, and Boston scoring 7 unanswered points.
5 unanswered points. Yeah.
7. 2-0.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You're right. You are right. Your math is much better than mine, Ryan.
Thanks. So there we go. That'll have it. And as the stands completely empty after that game, which was a pretty good game. I mean.
So now it looks like what I hear, Infamous could potentially be squeezed out there as the Ironmen kind of squeak in there. Ironmen beating Infamous this morning, which was a little bit of an upset. I mean, I think Ironmen are amazing.
We actually all play together, the 3 of us.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. This is Oliver Lang. I've got Ryan Greenspan. You are watching PSPevents.com, listening in to the webcast, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys soon.